Banlist and Tits, aka Blackbeard, Post-Banlist. So my thoughts, what I think of the new meta, of the meta and how the meta will be shaped after this banlist. We will check some deck lists that I have prepared for you guys, and finally we can also check some matchups in the simulator. But first things first, the ban list, guys. I didn't expect that. I didn't expect them to ban Moria, as they have now also for blue Rebecca, as they have for purple Don Flamingo. Yeah, Moria is stronger, but the reason why they banned this character is because last year, for example, Blue Black Sakazuki was the world champion, so black. Now we have a Lucy champion, we had Black Yellow Luffy dominating the meta, we had also the Lucy dominating the meta, and every single one of these decks has been played Moria. So I think this is a move from Bandai to reduce the power that the black decks currently have. Don't get me wrong, even for Lucy, even for Smoker, there are some alternatives. The decks will not be as strong as they used to be, but there are some alternatives. Today I created some alternative lists also for Lucy and for Smoker. I did test them, they did quite well, but it's also the beginning of the post-banlist meta. So we will see, but I am excited about the time that will come. And we will not talk about here, about the rest of the announcements from Bandai, maybe in another video if you want, guys, or we'll leave them out. But let's focus on the ban list and Tits for this video. So Moria, okay, it does not affect us at all or directly, so let's move further. Jimby, I was glad that they didn't ban Don Flamingo and they banned Jimby, because Jimby is a strong card also for other blue decks. So that means that in general all blue decks that used to play the Seven Warlords engine are now not that strong as they used to be with Jimby in the roster, and this is good for us. And of course that the players that want still to play Don Flamingo, they can play Don Flamingo. And as you can see in the East, Don Flamingo is not that strong with the new leaders, so it's pretty balanced now. Ice Age, it's also not directly hit to us, but to the black decks, especially in Perona, for example. It was a really big hit for Perona and Smoker. For Lucy has also Tempest Kick, so it's okay for him, but for the other decks, yeah, that's rough. And Raigo, they hit Enel and Black Yellow Luffy, and of course Moria and Ice Age is also hit to Black Yellow Luffy. So I think that they targeted here Black Yellow, Lucy and Enel. So they want for the meta to go on. So they want that the people start playing the new leaders, and they can form and shape a new meta. What does that mean for us Tits players, and also for the other players? So that means that not necessarily that this is a good thing for us. Not that necessarily is a good thing for Tits players. Why? Because even if that sounds good enough, so they hit Don Flamingo, which was our worst matchup by far. They hit also Lucy and Black Yellow, which were okay matchups for us, or favored for Tits. They hit Enel. Enel was a free win, or almost a free win for Tits players. But now that Don Flamingo is not that strong anymore, now that Enel doesn't have Raigo anymore, now that Lucy players do not have access to Gecko and Ice Age anymore, and Smoker as well, I think that you guessed right. We will see more Rastex, guys. So the gatekeeper of the Rastex is gone, Lucy. So I think that we will see many red decks in this format from now on. Why? Because players saw that, okay, Tits has not been hit, he's strong. We saw that in the East meta, so we will play Tits. And this is how I predict that the West will react to this ban list. They will mostly play Rastex, like Zoro, like Bello Betty, like the new Straw Hat leader, so the starter deck 21, like Dragon, like Sanji also, and this will destroy the Blackbeard meta. Because if you play Blackbeard and you have, let's say, 70% Rastex, then you are cooked. You are totally cooked. And this is the reason why I will first see how people react to this news, to this new ban list. And I will be honest with you guys. I will try to play Tits here. I will try to play Tits and go against the Ras meta. But if I see that most of the players are playing Rastex, then I will also try to either find an alternative Lucy list, or another deck like Red Purple Luffy, or something that is strong against Rastex and can also be a competitive deck for the meta. But enough talk about ifs and speculations. Let's see some deck lists first. So this is my initial OP10 Blackbeard list, which is a really consistent one. You have all the pieces that you need. You can also go -1 Liberation, for example, and go +1 Zero here, but it's still really consistent list. And I have prepared some other lists for you guys to see. So this is the second list. The second list with a little bit spice here. So we go down to Lafitte, because I have the feeling now in OP10 that we play less and less Lafitte, because Lafitte costs 2 Don, and that's expensive. That's expensive in most of the cases. And instead of 2 Lafitte, we play 2 Siri, because Siri is great for the mirror match, is great against Rastex, because we can get rid of 1 3 cost or less for free, and you also establish a 4 cost 5k power character, which is also a 7k power in your opponent's turn, which is huge, right? So he can be removed that easily. And I'm also down in Liberation, and have Jesus Burgess here, the new Jesus Burgess here, for the element of the surprise. Because when you see him, you can trust him immediately, either with your stage or using your leader's ability, and then you can bring him back for free with Kuzan when your opponent is not expecting that, and rust him down, right? So this is the second version. The third one is this one. So the third one is we play 3 Sirio, we play 3 Tempest Kick, and guess what is missing here? Lafitte. Lafitte is missing because, yeah, it's a searcher. I hear you guys, it's a searcher, but we do have, this is my age to search, and after 1 point, so I mean, after 1 point, it's a dead card in your hand. Not exactly a dead card, it's a counter, 1k counter, but if we see a rush meta, guys, we can use Hero to control the board, we can use Tempest Kick to either get the trigger out of it or do a -3 and draw a card, keep drawing cards. And I think in combination with also our C-Gun could save us here, and also you can use Tempest Kick and Dog Q after a point and KO the annoying rushers, right? Yeah, so version 4 Tempest Kick, 3 Zero, and it's missing. Dog Q is missing. Dog Q is missing, and we have Zack instead. We have Zack instead because first we can get rid of our enemies with C-Gun and Tempest Kick triggers, and Zero. And of course, if you get to draw a Liberation, you just wait until they have 2 characters or 2 characters more than you, and you clear the board with Liberation. And after Liberation, you can play your Zack and start KOing things, recycling your hands, which is great. Yeah, that's a final list. Then I have a fun list that I will show you in another video, guys, in another video. But this is the main list now, and like I said, we will see how it's going with the people here in the West after the ban list, how they react in the locals, how they react in the first tournaments. We also have the first regionals in like 3 weeks or 3 to 4 weeks from now, and I will participate in one of them. So you will also get some coverage when it will happen. But yeah, these are my thoughts. These are my thoughts about this meta, about Blackbeard in this new meta. We will see how it's going. Another thought of mine is also, for example, to play 4 Vasco shots. So get up a little bit in blockers, or even to break this engine and try to do something that is hybrid, like we can play, for example, from the blockers that we have here, blockers like Borsalino and Fukuro. Why? Because these 2 blockers, guys, they can't be KO'd by effects. Okay, they can be returned to the bottom of your deck or to your hand, but they can be KO'd from effects. So we establish something that is like a Jesus purchase, right? And that's a blocker. So we might also consider creating a blocker Blackbeard instead of our current engine. And we will think about it. We will think about it. Other things to consider for Blackbeard. It's also Garb. A 5-cost card. 5-cost card that even if you trust 1 card, you KO 1 4-cost, and it's an activate main. So if we change our engine here, this could also be a card that can be used. Right? So Zack, we know about Zack, and of course we can also think about adding Kaido. We can also think about adding other cards to reduce cost, like Soap Seed. So there are some pretty good options here, but we need first to see how the meta reacts to this news, right? And then we will come back with games here in the ranked simulator and also live games from the locals. But before we end this video, let's also check some videos. Let's see what we have here. For example, I do play this list here, and we can see how we can play as Blackbeard with this list. So in this hand, this is he chose to go first. We go second. We don't see a stage, and when you play against Sanks, you want to see a stage. So we mulligan. Unfortunately, we don't see any stage even after the mulligan here. But it is what it is. We can't do much about it. And we are now at 2 done. So we will play Lafitte. We will search with our Lafitte. We will find the stage. This is the stage that we need, right? And then he plays a Sanji. So this might be the Ras Sanji. He plays a Sanji. Now we draw the second stage. We recycle the first stage that we found here, and we see that we have here either blocker, another Lafitte to keep searching, or a black hole. We grab the other Lafitte here because we have 3. Don't open. So we play our Doku and we play also our Lafitte. He's not 5 done, and we have our Kuzan there, we have our Vanagure, and we have our Doku, and he plays this Honko, and he tries to rush us down by hitting us for 7 and 7. By playing our Lafitte and Doku, and let me hit the pass here. So this is the old thinking of playing Blackbeard. Because as you can see, we played the first 2 characters of ours, and we cannot establish something, start establishing something. But as you can see, now we have a liberation, and we are also at 6 done. So if we want, we can also keep our but that also depends on your opponent, right? And what are you playing against? So you can also keep your dons if you have a liberation. In that case, I just drew the liberation. That's why I didn't play that way. But I'm trying to tell you about how to think. So if you have a liberation and you know that when you are at 6 on, your opponent will probably have have established 2 characters, and they will probably be less than 6 and 4 costs. So you can just go face for 2 hits and then clear the board with liberation. Okay, let's continue now. We hit this Sanji for 5. We make him give us 1 card, and also use his leader's ability. And now we are still at 6 turn. So we play our Kuzan. We get to draw 1 card. We get rid of the Sanks by using our combination Doku and Vanagure, and of course we search with our Lafitte, and we draw our first 10 cost hits. And this is the point where we also trust this liberation to black hole him, because he's at 7. He can play Beckman and trust our Vanagure. If he does that, then we don't get to draw 1 card from a Vanagure, which sucks. So it's better to play here black hole. So you get to draw 1 card for Vanagure and 1 card from Doku if he wants to hit these 2 cards. And as you can see in our own hand, we have another Vanagure, another Doku, which we can recycle. So he tries to still go for face 7k with his Honko Pongo and 7k with his leader. We take 1, we counter the rest. We are happy because he does not get to establish something else here. So we hit him for 5k, 5 to 3. If he wants, he can also give me some more cards, but he does not give me more cards here. So now we are at the point where we can just keep attacking. So 6k to 5k, 6k to his leader, he has one Dawn open. With one Dawn, he can only play this Divine Departure, or how is it called, the card. But he will not. He will give -1k to our Vanagir, and then he will counter that for 1k. And then of course we start by playing our states, and we are at 8 Dawn, so we will trust these Burgesses for Black Hole and play 2 Burgesses. Then we are at 10 Dawn, and we have already established 2 Jesuses. We have our Vanagir, and he has nothing. So he goes 5 to our leader. We counter that, of course, and then he plays Dragon. So this is a Shanks that does not play the how is it called, the engine with the animal kingdom, but it's a rushing Rush variant. So of course we get rid of this Uta, then we hit him with everything that we have here, and we have established the martial defeats. We have 2/2Ks. He does not have his own place now, and it's almost impossible for him to win from that point, because whatever he plays, he can't win here. There's no way that he will win. So he's thinking, even if he has what's it called, the Roger, can't do anything about it. So he tries to hit me with 5k. I counter that, of course, and then let's see, he plays the Shanks. We counter that with our 2k, and now it's like no matter what we do, we will win this game. So, and yeah, as you can see, he didn't have anything special here. And we are at 22 minutes, so let's see one more, I think. Let's see mirror. A mirror, we have here a mirror. That might be interesting. That might be interesting here. So we mulligan after the first bad hand. Liberation, you don't need liberation here, but it's perfect that we have drawn the stage, because it's one of the best cards in the states, in the mirror match. If you have states here, we will grab our Jesus, because we go second, and it's great for us. The next card that we can pitch here is Liberation, of course. So he hits us with 8, which is great for us, and we found the second Jesus. So we hit him for 5, he takes, we play our first Jesus, we pass. He's now at 5 Dawn, and he plays his own Jesus, and he will attack us for 6, we will take. So we take the first hits, we find Liberation, we KO immediately his Jesus. We hit him for 5. Then we recycle a Docu, we grab another Jesus, we hit him for 6, and we play a blocker. Now our Jesus is safe, I would say. He will go 7 to our life, we will take, we don't care. And he plays a Kuzan, with the Kuzan he brings back his Jesus. We are now at 8, I think. So we trust our, this is my 8, we grab another 2k, we play one Jesus, we play a second Jesus, we have a Liberation to get rid of his Jesus later on, and then we hit him. We are both now at 2 life, he's still not at 10, which is great for us, but look at this position, guys, look at this speed position. So our Formula 1 is like faster. Then he goes 6 to our life, and he plays another Jesus. Fair enough. He black holes us here just to buff his Jesuses a little bit more, and as you can see, he pitches 3 cards of his that he does not need. We counter, of course, the hits with the 2k, and I was like, okay, do I want to play my Blackbeard, or do I want to just go for game, or do I want to get rid of his Jesus? So in cases like that, guys, you see the guy has only 4 cards in his hand. So the logical thing to do here is just go for it. Just go for it. And as you can see, he didn't have anything. Let's see what he had here. So he had like 2k, and then he drew also 4k. So you also play your Blackbeard, and as you can see, you don't have much counter. So even if you see in that point the Blackbeard player with like 6 cards or 5 cards, just go for it. Just go for it, because you will most likely win. Let me tell you. Okay, guys, this was it for the day. I hope that you enjoyed the video. If you did, please consider liking it, subscribe if you haven't already. Share your thoughts with me down in the comment section below. Tell me what you think about this ban list. Tell me what you think about tits, about how you will play tits in this meta, in this post-ban meta, and let's fight the other decks together. Thank you all for watching, guys. Peace.